welcome to Chet Chat, and with me today on the show is Mahathi. Hi Mahathi,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Mahathi is a rising junior at McGill University in Canada. So the first question I want to ask you is that when you chose to go to McGill, did a lot of people ask you, why are you studying in Canada?
Yeah, I got that question a lot because somehow anywhere out of the US is a little, oh, why there?
Yeah.
I think my main goal was just to go someplace that was good for psychology because I knew from the very beginning that this is the subject I want to pursue for the rest of my life. And I didn't know that much about McGill's psychology program, but once I got in, I did a lot of research, and turns out it's one of the best, like top 20 for psych.
Wow.
And I think that's really what's important at the end of the day, that you, no matter where in the world you go, the university is suited to what you want to pursue, and they give you the right opportunities. Psych at McGill has a very science focus, which is exactly what I wanted. So when you come in, you can do it as an arts subject or a science. In general, the basic psychology courses you take are, cognition and behavior and things like that. But then later you can focus on into exactly what you want to study. There's a huge range. There's social psych, there's clinical psych, abnormal psych, all kinds. So after a while, it's just you pick and choose which professors you want to study with, which courses you want to take. After a while, it gets very streamlined. I'm doing it with a minor in neuroscience, so as to give me a better idea of how the two connect.
Okay, so when you pick your science major, do you have the flexibility to choose only, for example, neuro, bio, or chemistry, or do you have to do like physics and everything?
Oh no, absolutely not. As a Bachelor of Science degree, you have to do some starter science courses, but I was exempt from physics because they said psychology doesn't really need it. So I did bio and chem, which you need for neuroscience. Yeah, so they're very flexible that way. They give you the opportunity to just do the best that you can. In the first year of college, there's like 100,000 clubs on campus. They're always advertising, join this, join that. There's like a chocolate club, and it's pretty crazy. But I did Model United Nations in Ambani as well for a very long time. So I thought I'd continue that. It's a passion of mine. Now, I worked my way up for the first 2 years, and now I'm the chair of the NGO Committee on Mental Health for the MUN conference we're holding in November. I've been part of different kinds of clubs, like the McGill Psychology Students Association, just to get an idea of students in general. They're so helpful because they give you notes, they tell you which classes are good, they tell you if the professors are fun, boring, whatever. So I'm now also part of the Indian Students Association. Just, it's always important to remind yourself of home, and we organize events like Diwali, Holi, Dandiya, and it's really fun. It's just like a bunch of Indian kids just sitting around listening to Bollywood music. It's quite fun. And,
So a lot of your activities are around your major. I see
That's
how well
true,
they complement.
Yeah, it's nice to connect it, especially with MUN. It gives you an idea of what's happening in the real world with what you're just studying, because psychology can get pretty theory-based,
right?
And you want to see a real-world application. It's so helpful to see that what you're studying actually matters in a very global perspective. Especially today with mental health being such a talked about topic, it's so important to have an idea of how it really matters.
Sure.
So I try to tie that in as much as possible.
The way I see it is one of the big pluses of being in Canada is the fact that you get a work permit and easily. So would you like to tell us something about that?
Yeah, for sure. So after you study for a year in Canada, you can apply for a work permit.
In sophomore year?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty flexible, welcoming about all that. And once you apply, there's a bunch of documents you send and you get it. You can work pretty much anywhere in Quebec, and I'm sure Canada too. It extends. But the thing about the city of Montreal and the province of Quebec in general is that if you want to work off campus, knowing French is almost a necessity. Like 90% of the places require you to be bilingual. So working off campus is even if you want to work in retail, like a store, you need to know French because so many people mostly just communicate in French. There are restaurant menus that aren't even in English sometimes. So for the first year I was like, order just anything that looks kind of alright. Yeah, but working on campus doesn't require a work permit and you don't require French either.
Okay.
So those are the kind of jobs that international students especially that are not from a French speaking area or nation, that's where they end up working.
So do you need to know French to get the work permit, or do you need to know French just to get the job?
Just to get the job.
Okay.
The work permit you can get without knowing French. It's the residency in Quebec that you need to know French for.
Okay.
But a work permit, you don't need to know French.
Okay, so did you know that before you went to campus?
Actually, no, I didn't. As for psychology, you always need as much research experience as you can get. So I've tried to do that this year. I'm working in 2 research labs as an assistant.
Okay.
And mostly they make you start with grunt work, like filling in envelopes with questionnaires and things like that. But then they teach you like softwares for statistical analysis and stuff. So for that, you don't need a work permit. And if you find a lab that's not French speaking, which is pretty easy to find, you're pretty set. And McGill has tons of opportunities for that. When you go to McGill, it's really the city that most people try to sell because Montreal is so vibrant. It's known for its festivals a lot. So we have a jazz festival, a Just for Laughs comedy festival, there's a street art and mural festival, there's all kinds. Especially in the winter, people try to make the most of it. So there's this festival called Nuit Blanche where there's like a huge ice slide that's like lit up at night. So people get their like sleds and stuff and go sliding. It's like in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Cirque du Soleil, the ballet circus, was like it originated in Montreal.
Okay.
So they hold free shows in this huge place downtown, and people just come and watch, and it's pretty great. Montreal has a huge cultural vibe, so you never get bored in the city.
Wow.
And because most students live in the heart of downtown, it's very easy to commute and get to places. So you really want to explore as much as possible. For some reason, people in Montreal are obsessed with samosas. I don't know what it is, but I've eaten more samosas there than I ever did here in Bombay. Like every 2 days, you walk into a building on campus and someone's selling samosas to raise funds for something. People are crazy about it. They have like 10, 15 samosas a week and they still want more.
Wow.
It helps the Indian Students Association.
To feel at home.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
That's a fun fact for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and McGill is known as the Harvard of Canada. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so there's this t-shirt that I bought almost the first day I was at McGill. It says Harvard is America's McGill.
Okay, I love
so
that.
We have a chip on our shoulder about that.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Please click the subscribe button below. Like me at facebook.com/chetchat101. Follow my Twitter handle chetchat101 or at Instagram chetchat101. Please leave your comments in the sections below. And if you'd like me to feature any particular college, please let me know. Thank you.